next speaker is doing a brilliant job as the head of Warriors for Wireless, which has been only section 2 years, probably. He's been working with government officials and companies like ourselves as an anchor partner, and organizations like PCIA and NATE to help train our veterans. Kelley Dunne is extremely passionate about his job. I don't know if he even considers it a job. It's something that he created along with Earl Scott when they were faced with trying to figure out how to solve this crisis around finding good, qualified resources for telecom. And so, being a former military person, he thought, well, where's a great place to get resources for this industry? And obviously that was the military. So please join me in welcoming Kelley Dunne.
Thank you. First and foremost, I want to thank Lisa Hanlon and the GreyWolves team. When we started Warriors for Wireless program 2 years ago, this was the type of commitment and partnership I honestly always dreamed about. Right after we launched the program at the White House a year ago today, Jonathan and I and others in this room, 3 different people within a week's time said, hey, we got to introduce you to Lisa Hanlon. Hey, you got to introduce you to Lisa Hanlon. And sure enough, I introduced myself to Lisa Hanlon. And the rest was history. And once I heard her vision and commitment to the industry and to the veterans, I thought, what a great partner, like other partners were coming together. But her passion and commitment to this really led the way. So Warriors for Wireless started out simply as Lisa said, a critical market need, how to find, train, and employ the best people for the job. Our nation's wireless infrastructure is growing at a rate that we've never seen before in the industry. Demand for devices, connectivity, and applications is driving the demand, and small cells and in-building wireless are exploding all over the country in both urban and rural markets. What this has created is a very significant skills gap. The jobs that offer career training, career advancement, and most importantly, wages you can raise a family on. What this next generation of wireless workforce requires is reliable, safety-conscious, technically oriented individuals that work well in teams and that have no problem with dealing with adverse conditions. We need a workforce that has the work ethic, the discipline, and the commitment, and the mission to get the job done right, no matter what the odds. What better place to turn than the thousands of transitioning men and women that are coming out of the military? So W4W set out to recruit, train, and place 5,000 veterans into the wireless industry in the next 5 years. We're well on that way. We're well on the way to that already, with 500 underway, and we're building a capacity that will give us next year in 2015, 1,500 folks that we can train and certify and place in employment every year for the next 4 years. This is through partnerships with Virginia State University, Aiken Technical College, and companies like GreyWolves in facilities like this. What you see around here today is a role model and a template of what we need to do across the country. This is a shining example of a nonprofit working with the industry and the government to help create what's called the hybrid value chain. In addition to Teltech and GreyWolves, I want to thank other companies that have shown exceptional industry leadership in their support and partnership of Warriors for Wireless. PCIA, for one, has been our partner from the beginning and has led the industry associating for supporting W4W, and it was a catalyst for the event today. NATE, Maztec, Nokia Siemens Network, Goodman Networks, as you mentioned, as a future partner, as well as Ericsson Communications. All are coming together to support us. American Tower Corporation has worked with our staff and almost staffed all their field operation technicians and their tower tech positions through Warriors for Wireless in 2014. SBA and Muti Sabre have recently joined our ranks as well and are partnering on training, hiring, and soon to launch an apprenticeship program. So additionally, this needs to be much bigger than just the wireless industry. There are also vast employment opportunities for our veterans in energy, oil and gas, and other industries that have many parallels of what we're doing today. I've been told from many people by the Department of Labor and the Veterans Administration, what's unique about this program is they see an entire industry working together. And I think that needs to be replicated. That's the least we can do for, as I think Lisa mentioned in her comments, 200,000 veterans transitioning every year in the next 5 years. It's well beyond wireless, and we all have to do something to help out, not just the wireless industry, but all industries. Coupled with the National Training Apprenticeship Program, this program could show potential and have transformational impact on not just our industry, but as I said, industries a lot across the country. So in closing, I want to leave you with these thoughts. As some of you know, I'm the father of 3 children, so I see a lot of movies with my kids, the ones that appropriately take the family. My youngest daughter's favorite movie is a movie with Matt Damon called We Bought a Zoo. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's become one of my favorite movies, just repetitive here in the car. But we were listening to it last week, and there's a scene in that movie that I think is very powerful. It's where Matt Damon is talking to his son and says this: sometimes all you need is 20 seconds of insane courage. Literally just 20 seconds of embarrassing bravery. And I promise you, something great will come of it. So in the case of Warriors for Wireless, I think those 20 seconds of courage are represented when people like Lisa Hanlon made the decision, I'm all in. I want to commit my company's time, resources, and people to create a veteran-focused workforce. I think about Lisa's brother David that made that decision when he decided to join the Army and eventually served in Desert Storm and gave Lisa the inspiration for what we stand here today. I think about Jonathan Adelstein, who we sat over a beer at the top of a rooftop at some fancy DC event supporting a friend of ours. And I was halfway through and he said, I'm in. I think about the people and the companies and everyone, and most of all, the soldiers. The 2 young soldiers that Angel will talk to you about in a second here that said, I'm all in. At that moment when you decide, I can do this, I can be better, I can give back, and as we heard just recently, this is a way I too can serve my country and I can make a difference. So think about when we leave today, that 20 seconds of courage, what you tell people about this program, what you do for veterans, and what jobs you create and what opportunities you create, because that's the least we can do. So with that, I want to introduce the person that took the ultimate 20 seconds of courage, and that's Command Sergeant Major Angel Ramos, who served our country for 28 years. And I've gotten to know Angel for the last year, and I'll say he is a man of honor, a man of courage, a man that will drive you, no matter if you work for him or he works for you, will drive you to a condition of excellence that he holds himself accountable to and everyone that works him for. And he's been a tremendous asset for the program, and I think we're honored to have Angel speak to us today. So with that, I want to introduce Command Sergeant Major Angel Ramos.
Thank you, Kelley, and for everyone that came today. Obviously, we have a little bit of a different services in here. As you all know, I'm from the Army. I know there's a couple other folks in here from the Army. So we have a tradition how we respond to certain things, and that's whore. So what I want to do, I want the whole audience to join me and give me one big whore on this Veterans Day. Can we do that? Yeah. So hold on. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Whore! I am honored to speak to such a distinguished group today. As Kelley said, I recently retired about a little over a year ago, with 28 years in the military. I got to see firsthand the commitment that our service members have made. I retired as the Brigade Command Sergeant Major. I served 6 combat tours. I have seen what our forces have done out there and what we need to do as a team to help them reunite into the civilian workforce. So, the American people set aside Veterans Day each year to honor all who have served our country in uniform. In quiet tributes and grand parades at community centers and war memorials, Americans of all backgrounds come together on this day, till November 11th, to celebrate the men and women who have fought to keep our country strong and free. For those who served and those still serving, Veterans Day is a time to reflect on their experiences and to acknowledge their enduring bonds with each other. Every generation has faced its own set of challenges, but the millions of men and women who have served in the United States Armed Forces are united by their common duty and uncommon courage. Veterans Day is equally important for non-veterans because it's an opportunity for the American people to learn more about the great sacrifices that have been made on their behalf, especially during the past 13 years of war. The United States is now winding down the longest period of sustained combat in our history. But America's obligations to those who answer the call to serve are only beginning. Like generations before them, America's newest veterans are poised to help our nation thrive and prosper in the 21st century. They are the professionals who have mastered the advanced technologies, honed their leadership skills, and demonstrated character, courage, and a profound sense of duty. When it comes to addressing veteran unemployment, I have experienced both sides of the coin. I know what it's like to trade the structure and familiarity of the military lifestyle for the uncertainty of the civilian workforce. I also know what it is like to recruit, hire, and train new employees, a transition process with its own challenges and frustrations. As a veteran, the talent of my fellow service members is evident. Still, I understand that the process of hiring veterans, no matter the size of your business or budget, is not always as simple as it should be. But I promise you one thing, these veterans are well worth it. Warriors for Wireless has given me the opportunity to continue to serve, and for that I am grateful. This program has helped hundreds of veterans gain meaningful employment in the wireless industry, leading to long-term careers. I have seen firsthand the partnerships that have been created, and the leadership team here at GreyWolves has been instrumental in making that happen. I'd like to personally thank Lisa and Danny for giving our veterans like Joy Morissette, Justin Davis, and Daniel Salu the opportunity to excel in this very exciting environment. If I can have those three gentlemen stand up, please. The vast majority of Americans love our military and its veterans. In the next 5 years, we will have up to 1.5 million service members that will transition out of the military, ready and willing to work. Every single one of them represents an opportunity for your organizations to become stronger. Do not miss the chance to welcome these talented men and women into your workforce. In closing, please join me in thanking all the veterans whose dedication, perseverance, and determination secured our freedom's values. As we honor Veterans Day, let us also salute the thousands of service members who are spending this holiday overseas and continue to support their families on the home front. Thank you.